Tefl-Dude here, and today I'm going to show you once again how to install the latest version of Windows on Surface Pro 5. This is the 24H2 and the process is going to be very similar to the 23H2. I've made this document for you which you can download. I'll put the link in the description, and as you can see, you're not going to need to do anything with the registry. Everything is going to be done with the Rufus software. You simply download the latest download, and steps 2 to 6, simply preparing the USB because the file is too large, it has to be FAT32, and then we're going to open up the BIOS, install it into the Windows, and that's it done. I have made this 14-page document, and you can read through it just in case there's any steps you missed and it doesn't work. Well, it does work, and that's why I've made the video. So if you have any problems, please just follow through the video and you'll be fine. I have this time decided to use a dongle with it because many of you said you don't have a keyboard, or there's no way to put your mouse in when you're putting the pen drive which has the ISO file on it. So buying a dongle with 2 or 3 inputs, plus I have the Ethernet port so you can download the drivers directly from your internet. And so using this mouse, instead of using the keyboard, I'm going to install Windows 11, which it does successfully because I've already done it. And so I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started now. Okay, so in the first part we need to download the ISO file. Click on this link here, which you will find in the description below. Then on this page, simply scroll down, ignore everything else, and simply select the Windows 11 and download now. All you have to do now is choose your preferred language. I'll choose the United States and press confirm. Now you have 24 hours to download it. Click download. You can see over on the right it is downloading, but I've already downloaded it, as you can see, so I'm going to pause that or stop it, and let's have a look at the file on my desktop. Now yours will be in your downloads folder. Just drag it onto your desktop or wherever you have space, and I've also created this folder and labeled it 24H2 FAT32. It doesn't matter what you label it, but you do need to copy the source link. So in this folder, what we have to do now is extract this ISO file. So the best way to do that is, I'll move this over here and right click and simply open with. Now you could have obviously extracted with WinZip, WinRAR, but most of you might just have Windows Explorer, and that's enough. Now it may take some time for this to arrive, but when it does, click open, so be patient with it. And all you have to do then is highlight everything in the box and drag it into the new folder. Okay, once it's there, we no longer need the ISO file. And here, what you have to do is go into sources, and right at the top, you should find the biggest file. If you can't see it, maybe you have a different view. Maybe you have like this kind of view, small icons view. Go to your view settings, wherever they are, and click details. And then make sure you have size available. Well, you'll see the sizes of everything. And if you click size, the largest one will be on the top. And this is the thing we're going to split because it's too large. Simply click on sources, or should I say right click on sources, and copy the address. Then let's open this file. Everything's in the document you need. Open this file, and we been given this file and we have to replace this with what I just copied or what you copied. So this needs to be replaced by this. So I'm going to do that now. Whoops. There. Make sure you copy only what is mentioned up to the word image. And then all we have to do is copy the whole of this, right click, copy, and then we just need to open PowerShell. Like I said, if you're not sure, have a look at the document I've given to you, and it shows you the instructions here. You copy it here, and you simply add this text. But I'm going to do that now with you. So now we have to, in the search, type PowerShell and run as administrator. Open this one. You'll hear a bling like that, and then you simply will see this. Now all I have to do, don't paste that in yet. We have to paste the word CD and backward slash and press enter. Then CD space, and we have to add in this. I'm using Windows V to get in the last things I pasted. And paste sources. Press enter. And now here is where the larger text goes. So I'm going to do Windows V again, and this is our text. Okay, now simply press enter. And this notice will arrive that you are on the way. And in a few seconds, maybe minutes, it will tell you that it has successfully done it. And there you can see it says operation completed successfully. Yeah. So we can get rid of this. Get rid of this. So now you can see our install Vim is still there, over 5 gig, but now it's been replaced by 2 smaller swim files. So we can actually delete the larger file. We don't need it anymore. And now this will fit into our FAT32 system, but we have to make it into an ISO. So in order to do that, check out the document I've given to you, and we'll be following this instruction. Make sure you go and download it first from ImageBurn. It is a free software, and you can get them in different languages here, down here. I'm just going to click on this one, Mirror 7 provided by ImageBurn. And I click on it, and you can see it's downloaded there. So here it's downloaded. Now I've already got this downloaded, so I'm going to run it from here, ImageBurn. And I'm going to follow the instructions. So let's put the instructions on the right hand side. And here is where we put our file. So first of all, it says put in the file. So I click on this, and part 2 says go find the files. So I'm going to find them here. Here they are. And I'm just going to select the folder. And step 3, it says destination. Where do I want this ISO to be? So I'll say desktop. I want it to be on the desktop. Oh yeah, it thinks I want it in that folder. Maybe I'll put it in another folder. So I'll put FAT32 ISO. Okay, so I'll put it in this folder. Save. Part 4, it says make sure the labels are there. So I've got advanced, boot disk, and make item bootable, make image bootable. Now the boot image I have to go find, and it says I can find it in the boot section. So I'm going to click on this, and then here it is in the boot section. Here it is, ETFS boot. So I'm going to open that. Okay, so that's done. This should be set to 8, but if we don't, it reminds us that it needs to be. So that's 5, 6. All I simply have to do is click run. Then it says, would you like to add? Yes, yes, yes. Also, it says, it reminds us here. It says, would you like me to do this? And we click yes. The value, yes. It says it is done. Let's have a look. Or it's doing it rather. And it's as quick as that. Took a few minutes. And we are done. So let's close everything out. Maybe not the document. And if I go into here now, there is my ISO file. Yay! Don't worry about this other thing, mids. Don't need that. I just need my ISO file. I'm going to drag that out. And it's this that we can now put into the Rufus system. So let's open up Rufus for ourselves. Now at the moment, I haven't put in my pen drive yet, so I must do that. Remember to get a minimum 16 gigabyte pen drive, and it must have the blue end, which means it's kind of 3.0 speed, because you want it to be as fast as possible. So you can see that's gone in. It says no label, 32 gig. There it is. That's my pen drive. If you can't see your hard drive for some reason, you can click this list USB hard drives, and that way you'll get a list of all the hard drives that you might want to write it onto. Now I have to get the ISO image, and here in the desktop, the FAT32, yay. Open, and there you can see it scanned the image. Now I have the choice of either NTFS or FAT32. So I could actually use this as an NTFS file to install on a normal Windows PC. So it kind of works for both worlds. So once it's done, leave everything as it is. It's a standard installation. If you want to put it on a hard drive as a Windows to go, you can do that. And I'll make another video about that. How, because I made it for a friend once, and instead of her carrying the laptop to work, she just carried this very large small SSD, and she just put it in the computer and ran her system and then took that home. So basically that hard drive is your go-to Windows system. That's another video. But for now, standard installation, leave everything as it is, click start. Here, we want to, and we need to, otherwise it won't install, remove the requirements for the RAM and the TMP2, although I think Surface Pro has it. Remove the requirement for an online Microsoft account. Yes, we don't want that because they do force you to do it. I tried to install this 24 on a normal virtual box, and it kept asking for an email, and I couldn't get around it. I really couldn't get around it. Used to get around it with no thanks at .com, but that doesn't work anymore. So that's why the Rufus is important, because it can disable all that kind of thing. And here, I'm not going to create the same account, but I am going to disable the data collection. You can also disable BitLocker if you don't like that. I don't see the point of it, to be honest. Nothing ever works with it. So I'm going to click OK. And it says, a warning, we're going to destroy the data. Yes, do that. And then just sit back, get yourself a coffee, and come back shortly. I'll pause the video, come back shortly when it's finished. Okay, so that's it done. It took about 10-15 minutes, so you have to be patient. So I'm just going to close that off. Right, so now I'm going to install it using the USB. So that's in. Now you have to press the magic buttons, which is volume up and the power, and then release the power once you see the window. So I'll do that here. You should see I've got the volume up here. I'm going to hold that down, press this button, see the window. I'm going to let go of the power, keep hold of the volume, and there you have that. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom in. So now you can see the buttons. The only thing we need to play with is the security and the boot configuration. So let's first, remember, I was going to use my finger because I can. Mine does respond, but some of you have had problems. So I'm going to be using the mouse, and I'm going to click on security, and you need to disable the secure boot. Change that to none. I'll just zoom out a little bit. To none, click OK. And you can see it says it is disabled. Also, further down, I'm not sure I needed to do this, but further down, I did disable this. And there's nothing wrong with disabling it or re-enabling it. Finally, I need to get into the boot configuration. And you can see Windows is at the top. It must be the USB at the top. So what we have to do here is, if I can move this mouse, is disable the lock on this function. And then we can actually drag the USB up to the top, or drag the Windows boot down. There you go. I put it in third place, but it doesn't really matter. It goes to the top in the end. And with all that done, that's all you need to do. We simply exit and restart. And before I click restart, I'm just going to zoom out so you can see what happens. And there should be a red bar at the top, as you can see there is. And we will be loaded into the ISO file. Okay, now to the language install. Let's, I'm going to install Time and Currency UK. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the United Kingdom and down to next. It says install or repair, but we want to install everything, and I'm going to click I agree. Everything will be deleted. I accept. Now, don't be scared if you see all this. And this is actually after I installed Windows 11 24H2. I've already done it once, so I know it does work. But look at all these things you've got. One thing that's included that wasn't included on previous versions is it includes the pen drive, which has the system on it that we're trying to install. So we delete everything we can. If you click on it, click on the top one. If there's a red X, you can delete it. Next one, partition 2. can delete it. Oh, now remember one thing. Have a look at this to partition 1. I do believe that that is my mini SSD. So we make sure that you take out from the back of the computer. I mean, it doesn't matter because I back everything up always. I have this. If you have one of these mini SSDs in the back, I've got 500 gigabyte, which is great. You will be deleting everything, so be careful. Unless I've already done that, I don't know. I don't think so. I've just been deleting partitions. So unallocated space is done. Partition 1, delete that. Now don't worry about deleting the other files because with the pen drive, it won't let you delete it anyway. So that's quite cool. So there's my primary drive. And that's been deleted. So partition 1 again. And that should have gone. Yep. So now I'm left with 2 disks. I'm left with the unallocated space, which is where I'm going to install it. And this is our actual installation pen drive. And we don't want to delete that anyway. And we can't. So like I say, it's kind of foolproof. So don't worry. Click on the unallocated space and simply click next. And I'm going to leave it as it is, keep nothing, install everything. Now it's going to take about 15 minutes, not long. As you can see, look at it's racing, 19%, but then it'll probably reboot and do some more installing. So why don't we just keep our eye on the clock below, which is on 57:59. So it's, well, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to see if it's how long it takes to complete, and I'll remind you of that time. So I'm going to pause the video and wait until it's done. Well, that didn't take a long while, did it? And we'll zoom in just to make sure we get everything correctly done. And as you can see, what's nice about having done it with the Rufus, you don't get asked for an email. Now, I'm not going to put on the internet just yet. I'm going to leave that just so that it installs quicker, and once I put on the internet, you'll see instamatically it will be fine. So let's get it working first, because if we put internet, maybe it'll start downloading drivers and it'll take forever to load. So now, once again, you don't have a keyboard. There should be input indicator. There should be a keyboard here somewhere. Accessibility. I think it's this, accessibility. And it says the on-screen keyboard is off. So here you see, and so I'm going to turn it on. Ta-da! And now we've got our on-screen keyboard. Zoom out so you can see that. And I'm just going to be putting in the name. And then I'm going to click next. Now it says password, but you can put that in later. Again, next. And it will make it easier to install software if you don't have to keep putting a password in every time you restart the computer. And what I'm going to do is, you can see everything's working, but the touch screen won't be working just yet. If I touch it, you see? So we need the drivers. Excellent stuff. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, I have connected the Ethernet cable to that dongle. So it's really worth getting one of those. And now you can see all of those icons have arrived straight away within instance. But what I want to do is just show you for a minute. I can't use the touchscreen or anything. You don't need a special driver because, to be honest, Windows has all the drivers you need. So I'm just simply going to click on this icon here. This is the settings here. And then we're going to the Windows update. Okay, so checking for updates. Look at that. Look at all these drivers. And it's turned itself off. I think it's restalling. So, no, I think it's rebooting. There you go. See, what it did there was it just quickly went off and on because it recalibrated the desktop size and image and everything. I wonder if I can touch it now. No, still can't touch. But as you can see, it's trying to install all these drivers. And because of that, it's getting really too hot. So my advice to you is quickly turn it off. So just go down to the bottom here and shut down. And we're going to shut it down. And the next time we turn it on, we're going to do that special trick with the button so we get rid of the red bar, because that will still be active and we have to enable secure boot again. So let's turn it off, give it a rest. I'll get back to you in a split second, but in reality, it'll be about 10 or 15 minutes while it's cooling down. Okay? So see you in a minute. Okay, now we're back again and it's cooled down. It's only been about 10 or 15 minutes and it's cold to the touch. So remember, I have to do this keystroke again where I hold down the plus volume and click this and then let go of the power. Keeping hold of the plus, you can see we're back into the BIOS. So using your mouse, just simply click on this security. Make sure you go to the boot because it's disabled. We have to re-enable it, but it's jumped to the top. So all you simply do is click OK, and it is re-enabled. Remember to click on the TPM recommended, put that back on. And now jump down to the boot configuration. And there we need to go to, as you can see, Windows has jumped to the top. But we need to make sure that it stays that way. And we need to lock it by enabling the boot lock system. So that's that. By the way, just in case you didn't know, that battery limit thing, it limits you using your battery to more than 80%. And apparently this helps your battery live longer. I'm not sure. I've never used it. I just reinstall a new battery whenever I need it. And if you want to know how to do that, check out my video in the link above, changing your battery on the Surface Pro 5, which is great because that means you can buy them so cheap for like 200 quid and just put in a new battery and you get about 6 hours life. It's no Apple, I know, but good enough. So let's press exit, restart. And as you can see, it says updates are underway. So it's a good job we let it cool down first. Although, to be honest, it's not even getting warm. It's really nice now. It's really nice and cool. And we'll simply go to the Windows settings. And we're looking for the updates again, remember? Because we want to bring back our touch. And here we go with our, once again, our list of updates. Many of them Surface firmware, which is great. I'm going to, once again, pause the video, come back to you when all those drivers are done. I want to see if, hey, look at that. Whoa, hang on, come back. So as you can see, even within the first short while, just before I was going to take a break, the touchscreen is now available. Yay. And life is good again. Remember, once you install your Windows, if you've never done Windows 11 before, check out my video about what to do with a fresh install of Windows. All the things you need to do to get your icons back, to get free software from Ninite, etc., etc. Check out that video above. We're going to pause now, back in a minute. Okay, so I've just turned it back on, and as you can see, there are no more updates. The time is 2:30, so it took about an hour. I had to turn it off a few times, it got hot, but now it's cool to the touch, and all the updates are in there. The screen is touch-worthy again. So Don't forget to check out my video on what to do once you've done a clean install. I'll put a link above. And also make sure you check out my other video about how to replace the battery on a Surface Pro 5. And it's quite simple. It's worth doing. So don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you on the next video.